Problem 3 is jaw sensor error. Let me simulate. Okay, initially just press your silence and your back button. Okay, there is a jaw sensor located approximately right here in the tool. This error will occur when there's an obstruction in the gear train or the motor isn't driving the gears. One of the causes for this error could be the tip collector being too full. So take and remove the hand tool from the hose, take the tip collector off, and empty your tip collector. And as you can see, there's a lot of tie waste sticking out of the top of the tool. Grab a needle nose pliers and pull them out. Pull the tie waste out like so. And then, like I say, we're going to take and put our tip collector back on. Put the tool back on the hose, pull the trigger. And if the error persists, next we're going to remove the cover from the tool to clear the jam. The first thing we're going to do is turn the power to the unit off, remove the tool from the hose, remove the tip collector, and then we're going to set the tool on the table where I will be removing the cover. Prior to removing the housing on the PAT4.0 hand tool, you want to make sure you're properly grounded with an ESD ground strap, as you can see that I am. This will prevent any damage to electronic components inside the hand tool. Next, you want to just take and remove the 5 screws out of the left-hand housing. And there are 2 different length screws, so a lot of times I just leave the screws in the holes in the left-hand housing so you don't know, so you remember where they go. Okay, I think my screws are all loose here. I can just take and remove my left-hand housing. And by the way, this piece that just fell out is a counterbalance holder, and it actually belongs right here. So when you go to put the tool back together, that's where your counterbalance holder goes. If you can't spin the gears by hand, the proper way to try to remove the piece of cable tie that's stuck in the gears would be to grab a screwdriver and put it on this gear right here and use this to pry on right up here. So you can just take and crack. Once you crack the gears free, then you can remove the piece of cable tie that is stuck right in here. So I can take and remove it here. Get a hold of the piece of cable tie waste and just take and remove it out of here. And that should clear your jam. Gears spin freely. Prior to installing the left-hand housing back on the tool, you want to make sure your membrane switch is seated properly. There's a slot in the bottom housing where it goes. You can push it in. And also your electrical connector, the rib here is in the slot. Then you just want to take your top housing and set it back, line up the screws and set it back and just kind of snap the cover back on, and the housing's gone together real nice. So what I'm going to do is just start tightening my screws here. And you just want to kind of tighten the screws, not over tighten them, because otherwise you can break the inserts on the bottom housing. So again, I've tightened all the screws here. And then, like I said, I took this screw out here that holds a counterbalance holder in. And then just take and slide your counterbalance holder piece in here like so, line up the screw hole, set it in, and put this in. And if you're not using a counterbalancer, you don't actually have to install the counterbalance holder back in the tool. Once you've removed the tie waste from the gears of the tool, reinstall your tip collector on your tool, attach your tool to your PHM feeder hose, turn the power on, and resume operation. If the jaw sensor error still exists, then contact customer service to send the tool in for repair. That's how you check problem number 3 on your PAT 4.0 system.